Christ, in every verse of Deuteronomy 16, second half, the last 10 verses. 13, you shall observe the Feast of the Tabernacles 7 days when you have gathered from your threshing floor, from your winepress. So remember, the last feast was like the harvest or the rapture, okay? And this one is like the wine press where Christ returns, okay? All right, 14, you shall rejoice in your feasts, and your son and your daughter, your male, everybody you know, and who are within your gates. So everyone who's in the kingdom of God, we will be with in the New Jerusalem. And then we have 15, 7 days you shall keep the sacred feast of the Lord your God in the place which the Lord chooses, because the Lord your God will bless you in all your produce and all your work of your hands, so you sure rejoice. Well, even if you're a billionaire, we know all the work of your hands is not blessed. There's a lot of trial and error. Okay, this is the New Jerusalem again. Okay, and it says specifically will bless you in all your produce. Okay, and also Revelation says the New Jerusalem will have a tree where its leaves give life or healing for the nations. Okay, 16, 3 times a year all your males shall appear before the Lord your God in the place where he chooses at the Feast of Unleavened Bread. This reminds me of Apostle Paul said, we will judge the angels at the Feast of Weeks and the Feast of Tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty-handed. Okay, so what can you give to God? You can't give God anything material. Okay, so we're going to be giving God justice on the angels, okay? And
at the Feast of Unleavened Bread, that's Passover, at the Feast of Weeks, and at the Feast of Booths, they shall not appear before the Lord empty-handed. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord your God that he has given you. People did not give the same amount. They gave as they were able.
17, every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord. Okay, and remember Christ said, whoever is faithful with much will be trusted with much. And this also reminds me of the book of Acts where everyone gave according to how he was able. Okay, just like this. But this is definitely New Jerusalem, the believers judging the angels. And look what's in the very next verse, justice to be administered.
Finally, this chapter ends with some laws related to justice. You shall appoint judges and officers in all your towns that the Lord your God is giving you according to your tribes, and they shall judge the people with righteous judgment. 18, you shall appoint judges and officers in all your gates, which the Lord your God gives you according to your tribes. And that's exactly what Revelation says. There's going to be the 12 tribes. And they shall judge your people with just judgment. Okay, you shall not pervert justice. Now, remember, Christ, he was not judged with just judgment, except by the true Levitical line, John the Baptist. He judged Christ, but to be the Messiah, righteous judgment. You shall not pervert justice. You shall not show partiality. And you shall not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and subverts the cause of the righteous. Justice and only justice you shall follow, that you may live and inherit the land that the Lord your God is giving you.
Okay, now the Pharisees, the other tribes, they perverted justice. Okay, you shall not show partiality. Okay, they showed partiality. Said, oh, he's not educated. He has to be educated to be the Messiah. I mean, come on. He has to be powerful to be the Messiah, they said. Paraphrasing. I paraphrase a lot, so remember that. All right, you should. But it's all biblical, I'm telling you. You could just ask me about it in the comments, and I'll tell you the verse I'm talking about. All right, nor take a bribe. They bribed Judas Iscariot to hand over the Messiah. For the bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of the righteous. Okay, and they twisted his words. 20, you shall follow what is altogether just, that you may live and inherit the land which the Lord your God is giving you. Inherit the kingdom of God. Okay? And it even says, you shall follow what is altogether just. Okay, let's do that. No one can do that. No one has ever done that. The only time we're doing that is in the kingdom of God, in the presence of God. Okay? You shall not plant for your service any tree as a wooden image near the altar which you build for yourself to the Lord your God. Okay, the tree of life is going to be there by God. We're not going to plant it. God, we're not going to till the soil. The leaves on this tree is going to give healing to people. This tree is from God, not our works. Okay, literally in the New Jerusalem, it says there'll be a tree like that. And this right here, definitely prophesying that. That was now 22. You shall not set up a sacred pillar, which the Lord your God hates. Okay, and the New Jerusalem will be all believers, no sinners. Okay, and a lot of believers will be happy to stop sinning too. So it's going to be a rejoicing time of love and joy and happiness, laughter. Subscribe so you can see Christ in every verse of Deuteronomy 17 tomorrow, and have a great day. I fell off a ladder.